You felt that it was a waste to start up a complete argument again. You figured that your words were almost useless to him. If anything, that's what he continued to prove to you day by day. You didn't even look at his face before putting the plate down with the food, walking straight to the bedroom without saying a single word to him. He knew he deserved what he was getting, and you were not only the one who was tired of arguing, so he didn't bother communicating with you for you to understand why he was late either. He sat silently on the table, feeling a bit too sensitive than general. He hated the fact that you weren't in his arms to ask about his day, to understand why he was being the way he was. Found it hard to pick up the conversation with you, so he tried to give you clues that he wasn't doing okay, that none of this was his intention, but you only focused on the negative side, which was him coming home later than he promised. His fork played with his food, heart heavy as he stared at your cooking with no appetite. Without you at the dinner table, he just didn't want to eat. The way you ignored him hurt, especially because you wouldn't let him explain himself, and he felt as though he was at fault for something that he could not even control. Granted, every time he saw a small chance to explain himself, he wouldn't. He chickened out and just wouldn't open his mouth. After taking a bite and putting the rest in the fridge, he went to the bedroom, getting changed to go to bed, but was unable to find you. He shrugged it off, figuring you were in the bathroom, but when he finished and started to get under the covers, he still wasn't able to find you. He furrowed his brows before getting off the bed, heading to the living room to see you wrapped up in a blanket on the couch. His heart hurt upon your actions, heart wavering as he frowned. Wyan, he shook your figure slightly, seeing you turn around and ignore him. His frown only deepened as he caught your every attempt to push him away. Why are you sleeping here? He asked. You stayed where you were, scrolling through your phone as you continued to be the stubborn being you are. Stop ignoring me. Stop saying shit you can't do. Stop getting my hopes up. You spat back. His eyes widened at your little confession, and it was probably safe to say he's never felt more shitty and unwanted in his life, but he wasn't going to let go of that matter easily. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. That's what you always say, yet it happens again and again. Why can't you just be truthful, Jungkook? It's like you make my life so hard. You immediately turned around and stopped talking when you saw your husband sitting on his knees, face level to you, as he was now staring at his feet, fussing with his fingers at the same time. You didn't mean your words. It was something that slipped from your mouth to get your anger out, but you knew by heart it was wrong to say something like that. It was definitely not true and didn't need to be said like that. You stopped talking immediately when you saw him nodding as well, as if he was agreeing to all your words that weren't true in the first place. I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't have married me then. He sighed, his voice broke in the middle, and you realized how much you fucked up when he looked at you with what seemed like a broken expression. He knew he couldn't get like this from just raw your words. He knew something had to build up to this. And you realized how much you pushed him away instead of asking why things were happening the way that they were. Sitting up from the couch, you looked at the tears falling from his eyes as he didn't even make an attempt to wipe them away. Concern shot through your body as you looked down at him. Cook, what happened? You whispered, wiping his tears away. You knew Jungkook only cried if it was something serious. Both of you never cried during arguments, and you were alarmed to see his sudden outburst of tears. Everything happened, he whispered. He closed his eyes, which only caused more tears to trickle down his flushed cheek as your hand moved to wipe them away. You moved from your spot on the couch immediately and pat the spot next to you, but when he shook his head and stayed still, You decided to move yourself to the ground right in front of him so that you were face to face. You moved your body to embrace him, your hands making their way up to the back of his head, making small strokes in an attempt to calm the boy down. But you only felt his body moving against yours by little jerks, making you frown. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were having it this hardcore. I was so selfish. I should have asked you this sooner and not let it get to this point. I promise you, I'll always be here for you, no matter how much trouble you're going through. Marrying you was the best decision I've ever made, and you certainly don't make my life hard. If anything, it's me who's been making your life 10 times harder than it needs to be. I won't do it again, I promise. You can talk to me, and I'll always be here to listen and help out. You whispered, giving him the reassurance that he needed. There was a little communication gap for the both of you, and it led to a place that the both of you didn't see yourself facing. It's too much. I can't do anything right, and I can't manage to satisfy anyone. Either I have to stay late so the choreographer doesn't get mad at me, or I have to rush home so that he won't get mad. It's like either way I'm trapped. Either way someone's going to be mad at me. And I hate that for the both of you because that's my job. And if I fail at that, I let down the boys. But you're everything to me, and seeing you push me away hurts me equally, if not more. And breathe, Uncle. You sighed, staring up at his sudden confession, to see that he was scared, to see he felt trapped, all while you should have been there to give him reassurance, and energy made you feel like you failed as a wife. You just sat there and beat yourself up, trying to let him say everything he wanted to tell you before you can talk to him again. You were ignoring me, but I thought this was only going to make you angrier, that you were gonna think that I was choosing my job over you. But that's not the case at all. I know, Prue. I understand. I didn't know there was so much happening. I just knew you'd tell me you'd come home early every day and then prepare something for the both of us, and you'd just never show up. And it was that what made me angry, but I should have never pushed you away. You mumbled. You finally felt his arm coming around your waist, his knees opening a little so that you could get in between his legs to get a little more closer to his body. You shouldn't never feel trapped, okay? We can go through this together. Be honest with me. If you know you won't be able to make it, then tell me and I'll understand. Talk to me, okay? And I'll make sure to check up on you from now on too. I'll make sure I know what's going in on your life and to make sure that you're mentally okay. You felt him nod, pulling away slightly to look at you. You frowned further from the amount of tears that stained his face, wiping them away before placing kisses near his eyes. I love you, Bob. You never forget that, okay? You asked him, seeing him nod. I'll talk to you from now on too. If I have a problem, I'll say something. You nodded at his words before slightly placing your lips on top of his. Yes, that's what you should do, and I'll be supportive of you. Smiling, you pushed a couple of pieces of his hair away. You were both still on the ground, holding each other closer than you had been in a while, understanding what each of you felt.